In this episode of a mobile home makeover, I set out to do some painting, but instead I struggled to find a stud. I got a warning to tighten the fuel cap just as we were coming by this pioneer ceremony, so I think it's time to check out a few of the early settlers. 1850 to 1891, Elizabeth Duras. This poor girl, Mary G., she made it 11 years, 3 months, and 10 days. And it's raining. Nicholas Schmid served in the U.S. Army in World War II and lived for 98 years. YouTube seems pretty interested in what I'm having for breakfast. Yeah, here's a bowl of granola and some yogurt with some fruit. Alright, job number 1 for today is going to be painting in all these lines. Job number 2 for today is going to be patching up these different cracks, and then we're going to move on to doing some spraying. It's like a really kind of a interesting little scene in here. It's like a graveyard again. Since this is going to take a little while to dry, I need to wait before I put a coat of, oh, I need to do this fix-it-all right here too, huh? Guess I'll do that, and then I'm going to do my next little project, which might be starting to look at the squeak situation. So I haven't actually shown the process of mixing the fix-it-all. Maybe I did at the very beginning, but I'm about to show it again. I got my bucket of water and my rag. I got a container. I got a scooper right here that we want to keep dry. I don't need very much, so I'm not going to mix very much. Although there's always more holes still, so I guess I'll mix it a little bit. Then I'll get some water and add just a tiny bit. Start stirring it up. A little more. See that? That's a little bit dry, but just needs a tiny bit more water. It's probably going to be too wet now. Take some of my fix-it-all. Since it looks like we're keeping this door, I took a minute to fix where the dog was scratching, or a dog had been scratching. So I've been watching some YouTube videos. About how to fix a squeaky floor. So there are basically 2 ways you can do this, from above and from below. Since from below, I'm going to have to do some work below. There's some shimming to do downstairs that may affect this whole situation, but since I'm here and I got a few minutes, I'm going to try from above. And because we're just down to the subfloor, it's relatively easy. I got to identify the squeaks. Now there's a joist right here and a squeak right here, which is not a good sign. Another joist right around here. I'll measure in a little bit, 16 inches off there. Usually 16 inches apart, but this is a mobile home, so, oh, yeah, no. Could be right here. I'm gonna see if the stud finder will tell me anything more. It's been semi-unreliable. how to use this thing, but I think this is it right here. Except I swear it's right there. All right, once again, YouTube has provided some valuable information, and turns out I was using this thing wrong. I need to do this, and then I need to hold this button on the side as I'm searching. So that's the center of the stud right there. So now that I've figured out where the stud is, I'm going to put a screw in there. The other thing you want to be careful for is not to hit any pipes or electrical that's underneath the floor. I think I'm safe. Although this is the heating right here, but I think I'm safe right here. This perspective, it doesn't look like there are any connectors in this stud, which makes like 0 sense, but so I know if I hit a stud, if I spin this backwards and it doesn't come out, then I haven't hit a stud. Oh, but it's coming out, so that's a good sign. I'm going to put it on 2, ratchet my torque all the way up the hammer driver and try to get this in as far as I can. Oh, now that I'm not on a stud. Also not a stud. Shite. No, not a stud. Fuck. Duck. Should be there. Still not biting. Dang it. On the plus side, sounds like it's raining pretty good. In the meantime, it's actually raining enough to get the ground a smidge wet. Alright, so these studs here, you can clearly see where they were nailed in at the factory. They're on 16. So, theoretically, out in the hall, I should be going this way. They should be running the same direction, side to side, and they should be on 16. Now this one seems to be indicating that there might be something here on 16. But why did that guy go in the whole way? Vexation. I don't know, I'm probably doing this wrong, but just for shits and giggles. Yeah. That hit a whole lot of nothing. What about where it says there's a stud? Also hit a whole lot of nothing. Well, I would call that an unsuccessful experiment, but maybe a good reason to use more Fix-It-All. Here's another squeaky spot, and unlike that other one, it's pretty easy to see where the stud is, at least where they thought it was. So it's right here down this line of nail heads that I just filled in. So I'm going to put a couple screws in here and see if that doesn't do anything. Of course, I might just be making more holes in the floor. it's frustrating. I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna take a little break. And so now I'm patching the holes I just made because that's life. Well, that last little quote-unquote quick fix was so unsuccessful that I'm a little bit nervous about showing this quote-unquote quick fix, but so here's the problem. Eldor is moving. I think the solution's the same as last time, or the last quote-unquote quick fix, which is to put a screw in and hold it in place. Where precisely that screw should go is my question. Okay, so maybe what I'm going to do is take out one of these and replace it. So I need to get a different screwdriver for it. Indeed, it's held by this tiny little screw. Oh, that actually worked. Now let's see if I can shut the door. Well, +1 for Team Weirs. I'm not sure I recorded any of that, so yeah, I replaced one of these short Phillips head, this guy, with a 3-inch screw, and that seems to have done the trick. Alright, for my next trick, I'm going to grab semi-gloss and paint all of these. Just one side. Got to take my time with the cabinets because I don't want drips and fingerprints. And then I'm going to paint all of the window frames in here, which I guess I'm going to remove these pieces of tape. And I'm going to paint every single door, all these doors, all the door frames. I'm just going to loosely spray them now because I'm going to probably be doing a couple coats. I don't need to worry about defining these edges super duper well until the last coat. I'm going to touch up the back of this door a little bit and then do the whole kitchen. Right, so I need to clear this out. Hello. Boy, running the paint sprayer is a pretty intense experience. I just did it for 2 hours and I'm exhausted. Fortunately, it made me late for happy hour, but I'm about to go to happy hour, so that's good. What did we do? I did a complete coat in this bathroom back here. Every surface I could get except the ceiling, that's going to get a different color. Oh, different texture of color, I guess. It's the same color. It's just going to be a flat rather than a gloss. And I did the fronts of all the cabinets. I'm going to wait till they dry and turn them over, do the backs, and then wait till they dry and turn them over, do the fronts again. I did all the drawers, the insides, the fronts. I did this door and the door frame. I did this door and the door frame. I did that window, this window frame. I did this door frame. I did this closet, whatever this thing's called, shelf. I did this door frame and the outside of this door. Obviously it needs a second coat. I did this door frame and door. I did this door frame and door. I did that, the frame of this closet and the frame of this window. I did the back of this door and the frame of it one more time. Didn't do that frame, I think it's in good shape. And then I did the whole kitchen. You can see where I sanded the other day. Looks good now. Starting to look pretty done in here, except of course where I messed up and have to redo all this stuff, and I have to do the ceiling in here too. But this is all coming along. Starting to think about installing the cooktop and the sink, which I need to do before I reinstall the cabinet doors. Obviously it makes my life a little easier. I painted over here where I did that work, and I painted all of this, and the whole hutch, and this wall, and that wall. And it's starting to look kind of done. You know, might come in for a shock when I peel off the paint and see that old brown countertop there. One of my goals is to get back to having a usable oven, but I'm not going to be able to do that until I do another coat on the ceiling. And for that I need this paint to dry. So it's going to be another day or so before that happens. It's raining enough that water is dripping off the roof. Exciting. If I were to say so myself, these aren't actually looking too bad. Got a nice finish on them, but one more coat on the fronts and one more on the backs as well. Floor is feeling pretty nice. I'm camped out and it's raining. The tin roof makes it sound like it's really raining. Yeah, here we are in the hammock, watching some TV, of course. Well, you can't really see the sunrise in the video, unfortunately. The hammock wasn't too bad. Well, that was kind of a bit of a struggle, and I didn't edit out the warts because I want you to know that I don't get it right a lot of the time. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time for our guest host.